It's a safe bet that the developers at Team Phobic, the makers of the new iDevice game entitled Bounce On, must have spent some quality time playing the Mario games over the years, as Bounce On seems to be heavily influenced by the series. Bounce On is a story about a ball who has fallen out of his owner's pockets and his adventure trying to make it back home. Bounce On is composed of 15 levels of gameplay, consisting of 3 difficulty levels spread throughout the world. The objective of each level is to simply get to the cannon at the end and unlock more of the map, bringing you one step closer to your home. Movement is accomplished by tilting the device left or right. Pressing anywhere on the screen will make you bounce, and the longer you hold your finger down, the higher you will bounce, which comes in handy for climbing higher objectives throughout the game. You can also utilize your bounce to destroy the numerous enemies by jumping on their heads, thus allowing you to dig out extra diamonds and explore those troublesome areas you will encounter along the way. Throughout the levels, you will gain additional power-ups to help Bounce on his journey. Some of these will grant you the ability to jump higher and longer, allowing you to traverse long gaps and walls, or simply making you indestructible for a limited amount of time. Hidden throughout each level is a gold coin as well, which will grant you an additional life. If you can't manage to find these, don't fret, as there is no real penalty for dying in Bounce On. You simply will have to start the level over and will be granted 2 additional lives. Upon completing each level, you will either be granted a bronze, silver, or gold ribbon based on your completion of the level, overall time, and the number of diamonds you have collected. And while this has no bearing on the story itself, it's been implemented as a way to help add some replayability and challenge modes to the game. The first few levels are quite easy, but rest assured the level of difficulty ramps up quickly. If I could give one piece of advice to anyone playing Bounce On, it would be take your time. Do not go rushing against the clock your first time through, as you will surely be frustrated quickly. Graphically, Bounce On has the Mario color template down pat, sporting bright green landscapes, shiny red blocks, yellow stars, blue diamonds, and yes, green clovers. While each level has its own rewards and challenges, there are a few aspects of the game which I feel need some adjustment. Many of the levels feel the same. There are very few differences in most levels, and a few changes in backdrops would help to break up the monotony. The controls could be tightened up as well. As it stands now, your character seems a bit floaty, and while we're speaking of characters, the plain non-descriptive red ball leaves a lot to be desired. Mario is great because he is a character with some personality, something Bounce is sorely lacking. Bounce needs something to make him more interesting. Some hair, some eyes, or a hat would be a good start. The music used throughout the game, while decent, just doesn't jive for this type of game. I was expecting something light and whimsical, but instead got some quasi-techno tracks, and while serviceable, it just doesn't feel quite right. Bounce On is a fun and challenging Mario-esque game, and fans of platform and Mario games should definitely give it a look. If the developer can iron out these few issues, we could potentially be witnessing the birth of a new iDevice franchise. For a full written review of this app and many more, visit www.appversity.com.